Good evening, everybody, and welcome into our opening game. Not exactly the opening game of the day, however, this is the fifth game overall, but it'll be the first of three games for us here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. Alongside John Bruce, I'm Dewey Daly, coming to you from the Kaiser Court here at Eastern Brown High School, where the Fairland Dragons are taking on the Cincinnati Country Day Nighthawks. And once again, our first matchup of the day. The previous four games on the slate, the 9 a.m. game was Chillicothe taking on the host school, Eastern Brown. Eastern Brown came away with that one. The second game was Minford and Fayetteville. I believe Fayetteville came away with that one, John. And then Batavia and McLean. Batavia came away with that one. And then the one that just wrapped up was Portsmouth West and Mercy McCauley.
Good game.
Yeah, came down to the wire. Portsmouth West ended up coming away with it. We saw them on Thursday, and we'll see Wheelersburg, I believe, in the game after this one, coming up next on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. But for these two teams, John, Fairland comes in to the contest undefeated, 16-0, 11-0, coming out of the Ohio Valley Conference. Their previous win was 77-37 over Portsmouth. That was also
who's got like 4 losses on the season.
Right. That just shows you how dominant this Dragons team has been so far this year. But that was on Thursday. And then for Cincinnati Country Day, 13-3, 6-2, coming out of the Miami Valley Conference. Their previous win was a 59-46 victory over Summit Country Day. So I'm assuming there's some sort of rivalry there over who is the better Country Day between those two teams. But should be a good matchup here, John. Both of these teams had a pretty successful tournament run a season ago. Cincinnati Country Day made it to the Final Four, where they lost 39-29 to New Knoxville. And then we saw Fairland win a district title against this host school, Eastern Brown, last year. And then they won the game after that, I believe, and then went on to lose in the regional final to Union Local, 69-67. So really they almost came away with that one too. But nonetheless, John, should be a pretty interesting game here to start off, and really all three games today should be a fun time.
Yeah, Country Day, they've had a lot of success in other sports as well. They had one of their top players, Elizabeth Zimmerman, actually scored the game-winning goal of the state championship game this year for the Nighthawks, one of my favorite mascots. The Nighthawks beat a local team in the Final Four, which was Lynchburg Clay. A lot of these kids played both sports, really good athletes, and one of their losses was to arguably the odds-on favorite in Division II. It's Purcell Marion with D. Alexander, who was the state player of the year last year as a freshman. Not bad.
No.
So, they play in a very tough league. You can see that based off of their success from last year in the tournament. But Fairland is loaded. Only play a couple seniors too. So while they're just pouring it on teams, they're doing it with a lot of youth. And a lot of kids coming back next year. But big player to watch for Fairland is number 23, Tommy Hinkle. She's a Tiffin commit. She is averaging, 12 points a game, 3.5 assists, 2.5 steals a game. But she just does a little bit of everything for the Dragons. Bree Allen, who just got her 1,000th point the other day, 13.4 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 steals. Like Fairland as a team, they're averaging winning by 36.5 points a game. They are shooting 30% from 3 as a team. They'll put up a lot of threes. They'll make a lot of threes. It's a team they've won a lot of games, had a lot of success. They really know how to win. They also have a Bruce on their roster.
We talked about that a little bit last year, too, at the game, the district final over at the Waverly Downtown Arena for that district final. The starters here to open up this contest, we'll start with Fairland, number 4, Reese Barnett. She's a senior. Number 22, junior Bree Allen. Number 23, Tommy Hinkle. Number 24, Cameron Barnett. And number 44, Kylie Bruce. For the Nighthawks, number 1, Sam Easter. Number 4, Megan Zimmerman. Number 12, Elizabeth Zimmerman. Number 22, Gracie Barnes. And number 33, Piper Ferris. John, I was looking at the all-conference teams from last year, and Megan Zimmerman, the only Nighthawk that graced the first-team all-conference for the Nighthawks. And then you had Gracie Barnes, it was Gracie Barnes who was first team, and then Megan Zimmerman was the second team for the Nighthawks. So,
yeah, both Zimmermans and Barnes all started last year for that Final Four team. There was a third Zimmerman as well, but she has since graduated. Good team. This should be a fun matchup.
So Fairland wins the tip. They'll have the first possession on offense for us here today. Allen back out into Hinkle into the corner. Step back three on the way. Off the rim, won't go. Gives the rebound to Megan Zimmerman, and she's fouled after she came down with the rebound. So that'll be the first team foul for Fairland and the first personal foul for Reese Barnitz.
A good look for Tommy Hinkle, who is, a 32% three-point shooter. So that's, pretty darn good percentage for anybody in high school.
Nighthawks on their first possession of the game. Zimmerman hands it off to Ferris on the left wing, back to Elizabeth Zimmerman around the volleyball line. She hands it off to Barnes, back to Zimmerman.
Hey, we don't talk politics around here, do we? Watch for the left and right wing stuff.
Backdoor pass to number 4, Megan Zimmerman, and I believe we had a offensive foul, maybe an illegal screen call on the Nighthawks.
Yeah, it looked like Sam Easter stepped into her screen to try to get that backdoor lob open.
So Bree Allen will inbound it to Tommy Hinkle, back to Allen. Going to try to break this press, but eventually it's stolen by Zimmerman, going the other way, pass down to Easter, and we have our first 2 points of the contest.
Yeah, nice job by Megan Zimmerman there, picking that off and getting the assist.
Hinkle in trouble in front of the scores table, able to get it out to Barnett's, now pass to Bruce underneath for 2, and we're knotted up at 2.
Yeah, as I say, I think we're going to have a real up and down game.
Fairland coming away with the steal. Give it to Bruce. That's Allen for 3, not able to connect. Hinkle trying to save it, but to no avail. So that'll hand things over to Country Day.
We're going to see a lot of pressure today, a lot of up and down action.
Easter down low, loses it. I guess we can give Kylie Bruce the steal for Fairland. Trying to go coast to coast off the glass, not able to do so. Loose ball. And eventually, I believe Allen comes up with it, able to get it out to Barnett's. Back down low to Bruce. Her shot won't go. Blocked away. Top of the key. 3 ball on the way from Cameron Barnett's off the rim. Will not fall. And eventually, Piper Ferris able to come up with the defensive rebound for the Nighthawks.
Good job by the Nighthawks just sticking with it. Fairland just getting multiple offensive rebounds, playing very, very hard.
Tied up 2-2 as we get under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tough layup for Barnes, not able to connect. Bree Allen, the rebound, hands it off to Tommy Hinkle on the right side. Scoop layup is good. 4-2 lead for the Dragons.
Yeah, Hinkle's just got a different gear than everyone else on the court. Good job exploiting on that.
Down low to Ferris, able to get Allen up in the air and finish at the basket for 2.
Nice pass inside by Sam Easter. Yeah, the long distance passes, I'm not sure if they're going to work today, but if you're going to make the attempts, do it in the early going.
Bailey Russell and Addison Godby checking in for the Dragons. Russell averaging 12.9 points as a freshman so far this year. Her first shot of the game right after entering is good from beyond the arc. Give 3 points to Bailey Russell.
Yeah, she's shooting 38% from 3. You don't want to let her get an open look, especially as soon as she comes into the game. Good play there by Coach Buchanan and the Dragons.
Comes off the bench, averages the second most points on the team, had 14 points in the win over Portsmouth. Quick 3 here today. Zimmerman inside, looking into the corner for Ferris. It's intercepted by Russell, going the other way.
Also Russell, a freshman.
3 ball on the way from Allen is off the back iron, won't go. Easter the rebound for the Nighthawks.
Bree Allen scores in bunches, and you'll see that as she'll get those shots to fall. The second one is much closer to the first, so good look for her. Good hands by
jumper
Hinkle.
From Barnes is tipped by Hinkle now, going the other way. Hinkle underneath, easy 2 for Tommy Hinkle, and we'll have a timeout from the Nighthawks. 9-2, Fairland leading.
Yeah, good job by the Dragons, getting that block, and then Hinkle just busting it down the court, running that break really nice. Gets out to a nice 5-point lead.
Yeah, you look at somebody like Tommy Hinkle, averages 12.1 points per game, John, but does a little bit of everything. In the win over Portsmouth, actually had a triple-double in that game with 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 13 assists, which I don't know how many 13 assist stat lines I've seen this year, so that's really impressive for Hinkle.
Yeah, 14 is the most I've seen, boys or girls. And
that was a school record for, I'm assuming you're talking about Circleville. So
Joe Ray, yeah.
Right.
Well, and then the thing with Fairland, they play so many people, and it's a 40-point win, so I'm guessing she wasn't playing a lot late in that game. So, it's really impressive. Anytime a high school kid can get a triple-double is impressive. Now, the thing I will mention, I just remember when we saw them last year for the first time, how impressed we were with Tommy Hinkle.
Yeah.
As she was the best player on the court when we watched her. And so nothing that she really does surprises me, at least.
So the Nighthawks will inbound from the baseline, almost taken away from Allen, and I believe it will be a turnover for the Nighthawks as Megan Zimmerman was out of bounds while she was touching the ball, so that'll be a turnover for Cincinnati Country Day.
Yeah, the Nighthawks are having trouble just getting shots off, as Fairland is just swarming everywhere on the defensive end.
Hinkle gets it in to Allen. She hands it right back now, top of the key. Russell over to the left wing. This one is off the mark. Give the steal to Elizabeth Zimmerman of Cincinnati Country Day.
Only the second turnover for Fairland against all this pressure from Country Day.
Top of the key, 3 ball for Zimmerman is good. 9-4 lead now for Fairland.
Yeah, good ball movement, getting the ball up top to Zimmerman. 16.6 points a game. She shoots 39% from 3.
This one poked away, but quickly back in the hands of Barnett's now on the right wing. Now down low to Allen. Looking for Godby. Eventually, somehow Allen comes up with the loose ball and lays it up and in for 2.
Hey, sometimes you'll just take luck on certain plays, and that was definitely a little bit of luck, and you get that when you hustle as much as Bree Allen and the Dragons do.
Yeah, 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 steals in the win over Portsmouth for Allen. Actually, John had her 1,000th point in that game as well, so she'll look to continue that success for the rest of the season. That was Ferris who laid it up and in for 2 for the Nighthawks. Now on the other end, Godby looking for her first 2 points of the contest, which she has.
A great ball movement again from the Dragons. When I was looking at their stats, they have a ton of assists, and I can see why. They all cut. They all look for teammates. Very unselfish team.
Zimmerman off the screen to the right side, picks up her dribble back to Elizabeth Zimmerman. She'll back it back out to the volleyball line, down the middle of the lane, looking into the corner for Easter, but it's taken away by Bailey Russell, going the other way for Fairland. Barnett's inside, going for the layup, but it's blocked by Megan Zimmerman, and actually, I believe, hit off of Country Day, and it went out of bounds.
Well, it ended up going off Barnett's leg on the drive through, so it's going to go to the Nighthawks.
Country Day looking to get into double digits here in the first quarter, currently sitting at 9, trailing 13-9 in the contest. Zimmerman inside, up with the right hand, off the glass and in. Tough shot.
She's got 5.
Lead now cut to 2 for the John Buchanan-led Fairland Dragons. Godby into the corner. That's Taliaferro for 3. Will not go, but give the offensive rebound and put back to Godby. Lead back up to 4.
Yeah, Godby, another really good freshman. 7 points, 5 boards a game. And just does, her stat line is crazy. 3 assists, almost 4 steals a game. Just does a little bit of everything coming off the bench for Coach Buchanan.
Under 90 seconds to go here in the opening quarter of this afternoon's matchup. Megan Zimmerman kicks it out to Elizabeth Zimmerman, now into the corner to Ferris.
Good patience by the Nighthawks.
Trying to find Ferris off the screen. It'll be out of bounds on the Nighthawks. That'll turn things over to Fairland.
And I don't know if Tommy Hinkle got a hand on it, but that was her getting back and help side defense excellently that forced that turnover.
Less than a minute to go. Pass to Russell. Down inside to Bruce. Can't get it to go off the glass. Give the rebound to Megan Zimmerman, trying to go coast to coast. And Addison Godby going to be called for a foul on the floor.
It's Godby's first.
Cameron Barnett comes into the game for Tommy Hinkle. Looks like the Nighthawks going to stay the same to wrap up the first quarter. Inbound to Zimmerman. Another top of the key three off the back iron. Won't go. Give Ferris the offensive rebound. Kicks it over to Elizabeth Zimmerman. She backs it out into the corner.
Never easy when you have twins. At least the numbers are 4 and 12 instead of like 4 and 5 or 11 and 12.
Down low, Barnes going to work. Up with the right hand. Gets it over to the front of the rim and in for two.
Yeah, Barnes was their leading scorer in last season.
Pass ahead to Russell. Now Bruce around the free throw line. Kicks it out to Cameron Barnett, who cuts loose a three. Can't get it to go. Fairland secures the offensive rebound. That keeps it alive for the Dragons. And we'll have a Nighthawk foul with 5.8 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Only the first on Megan Zimmerman. Really, besides Gracie Barnes, the Nighthawks are pretty much all coming back next year as well. So tried to run the same play they ran as soon as Russell came in and just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, one of those things kind of like in football where it's either you're going to go up and catch it or you're going to throw it out of the back of the end zone. And that time it was over the head of Russell. Inbound pass to Zimmerman. She's got 4 seconds to shoot it across half court. Lets it go, and it will not connect off the backboard. The rebound goes to Cameron Barnett, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Fairland leading 15-13. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
15-13 the lead after one. Fairland out in front. John, what do you think we're going to see from Fairland going forward here?
Fast pace. That was a very
a lot of full court passes.
Mm-hmm. Very fast-paced game so far. Both teams want to get up and down. They both want to pressure. That's going to have there'll be some little bit of ugliness every once in a while, but that's just kind of the style they want to play. I think if Fairland ends up going into half court, I like their chances there as they share the ball so well.
So the Nighthawks will start off the second quarter on offense, looking for Zimmerman in the corner. It's picked off by Allen, but quickly turned back over to the Nighthawks into the corner. Easter, a right corner three, got it.
Well, Sam Easter, she's got 5 now.
Nighthawks now leading Fairland 16-15. John, I believe their first lead of the game, and we have a jump ball between Charlie Rust and Tommy Hinkle, although it'll stay here with Fairland.
Yeah, the first lead of the game for the Nighthawks. They did a good job bouncing back after they had 3 or 4 empty possessions in a row where they weren't even getting shots off. So it's definitely
deep three from the top of the key off the front iron, won't go. Offensive rebound for Talia Farrow, and she gets the putback to go. Fairland back out in front.
she's got 2 offensive rebounds so far in just a couple minutes.
On the other end, Easter, another 3, this time not able to connect. Ferris, the offensive rebound, but she quickly turns it over to Bree Allen, who looks to take it coast to coast, up with the left hand, and she does.
Nice job by Allen. Just go until someone stops you, and no one stopped her. She gets her first 2 of the game. Or no, her second 2.
This one going to be out of bounds on the Nighthawks. Another turnover. Fairland will look to extend this 3-point lead with 6:45 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, the Nighthawks coach didn't like that call. The official was much closer, so I'll lean towards him on that one.
Hinkle, a deep top of the key 3 off the backboard, not able to connect. Piper Ferris, the rebound. Barnes, a 3 of her own on the other end, off the rim. Not able to knock it down. Taliaferro, the rebound for the Dragons.
Good job there by Charlie Russ to jump that. Almost gets a steal.
Elizabeth Zimmerman will come back into the game for the Nighthawks. She comes in for Charlie Rust. Inbound to Hinkle, no hesitation, not able to connect. Taliaferro, I believe her 3rd offensive rebound of the contest. Cameron Barnett's out to Tommy Hinkle on the left side, back out to Barnett's double teams, loses it for a second. I believe, John, we're going to have another jump ball.
Okay, I thought I heard timeout. And say we don't really hear much, but I thought I heard timeout from one of the officials. But yeah, a jump ball there. With the length that the Nighthawks bring, you can't get yourself caught with the ball there and no dribble. So good job by the Nighthawks of swarming there, and tough break for the Dragons in the turnover.
Bailey Russell and Addison Godby checking back into the game for Fairland during the dead ball. Now the Nighthawks on the other end. Zimmerman kicks it out to Ferris on the left side beyond the arc.
It's a tough shot.
Rebound goes to Bailey Russell. She'll push it ahead to Barnett's. Looking down low for Godby. Ball on the ground. Nobody can come up with it. And, John, we're going to have another jump ball.
Yeah, kind of a risky pass. Almost got through, but good job by Godby there, just making sure to save the possession by getting the jump ball.
Charlie Rust quickly back into the game for the Nighthawks. She comes in for Gracie Barnes.
I think that turnaround from Barnes is a little too tough for Coach Snell on that.
Nice find to Godby, although she's not able to come up with it. And we'll have another jump ball. This time it'll go with the Nighthawks with 5:19 to go in the second.
We were just talking about how we hadn't seen as many the other night, and then just had 4 really quickly here in this game.
Inbound pass to Elizabeth Zimmerman. She brings it across the timeline for the Nighthawks. Now Megan Zimmerman inside, looking for Ferris on the right block, and our 3rd jump ball in all of about 60 seconds. That turns it back over to the Dragons.
Yeah, it's 5 in the quarter, and we got 5:10 left.
Hinkle trapped right in front of the scores table, in trouble, and Coach Buchanan going to take a timeout with 5:04 to go in the half.
So we'll see. This is going to be a short one. Yeah, Hinkle there just went right at the half-court line and got trapped. And on that, you just got to keep your dribble, retreat dribble, and then reverse it because that's pretty much like you're getting triple-teamed with the half-court line.
Kind of quadruple teamed.
Yeah.
You got 2 people in front of you, and then the sideline, and then the half-court line, so absolutely nowhere to go. So good use of a timeout there by Coach Buchanan, but nonetheless, Fairland out to a 19-16 lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that was, and kudos to Tommy Hinkle for not just firing that ball away, kept her head, got in a bad position, but kept her head, and, they saved the possession by getting the timeout.
So Allen will inbound in front of the scores table to Hinkle. She'll swing it back over to Allen and back to Hinkle. Hinkle, a deep three on the right side. Back iron will not go, and I believe it caught a piece of the, I don't even know what you want to call that. The thing that the rim hangs on at the top of the, it's connected to the ceiling, so that'll be ruled a dead ball here and turn it over to the Nighthawks.
Easter was very close to a double dribble right there.
Zimmerman inside, blocked away by Allen. Give Hinkle the rebound, going the other way. Nice find down to Russell off the glass and in for 2. 5-point lead for the Dragons.
Yeah, Megan Zimmerman thought she had a layup, and then Bree Allen comes from behind with a nice block. Get it out on the on the fast break, and Fairland is deadly on the fast break. Tell you what, this is a good birds of prey matchup. I know Dragons aren't real, but Dragons versus Nighthawks is interesting for sure.
Euro step inside for Zimmerman is off the mark. Godby the rebound for Fairland. Hinkle looking down low. Nice find to Russell, not able to hang on to the pass. It was a pretty hard pass. Allen inside off the rim, not able to connect. Loose ball stays with Fairland. Russell a 3 ball. This one won't go either, but Hinkle able to come up with the rebound, and we have
a shoe.
Somebody with one less shoe than they should have, so we'll have an officials timeout here as Talia Farrow and Kylie Bruce check back into the game for Fairland.
Good hustle by Godby there to keep that possession alive. The Nighthawks tried to save it off her out of bounds. She saves it in, gets Russell a good look, and then the Dragons are able to keep the possession as well.
Elise Easter and Gracie Barnes check back into the game for the Nighthawks. Entry pass to the right side, back to Hinkle around the volleyball line.
Nighthawks showing a zone here.
Bruce around the elbow, back all the way to Taliaferro. Left corner 3 off the rim. Does not connect. Give the rebound to Sam Easter. Passed ahead to Zimmerman, who backs it back out to the corner.
Might have got away with a little off-arm push there. Yeah, I think we had a hook there on Russell. She was definitely undersized in that matchup with Zimmerman. That's only the 3rd team foul. Yeah, 3rd team foul.
There hasn't
Good
been
foul
a whole
there.
lot of fouls here in the first half of this matchup. So Barnes will inbound on the baseline. Gets it into Elizabeth Zimmerman. Guarded by Taliaferro. Nice move. Baseline drive up with the right hand. Rings home for 2.
That was a beautiful hesitation move.
Going the other way. Kylie Bruce running the fast break. Nice find from Tommy Hinkle. And a quick 2 on the other end for Fairland.
Yeah, if you're the Nighthawks, you've got to get back because the Dragons are going to go in a hurry.
Inbound pass stolen by Taliaferro, but the shot by Godby will not fall. So on the fast break now, Barnes fadeaway jumper off the glass won't go. Hinkle the rebound. Other way, Taliaferro, a right wing 3 off
Good
the
hustle.
mark, but another offensive rebound for Godby. Ball on the ground, and we have a jump ball.
I'm a big fan of Addison Godby. She's been all over the court, hustling everywhere. Good job by her.
Sam Easter will inbound here on the near sideline in front of her own bench. She'll get it into Elizabeth Zimmerman, who will bring it across the timeline for the Nighthawks. Back out. Entry pass to Megan Zimmerman. Back out to Elizabeth Zimmerman. Into the corner now. Sam Easter's 3 is blocked by Bree Allen. Her 2nd block of the game, John.
Yeah, really good closeout there by Bree Allen. That's a 3 that, Sam Easter had already converted a 3 from that corner once.
Barnes, the inbounder on the baseline, gets it in to Elise Easter at the top of the key.
Good defense by the Dragons.
Easter, a contested top of the key 3, not able to connect. Another rebound for Godby all the way to Bruce on the other end. Another Layup in transition for Kylie Bruce. Lead now up to 7.
Kylie Bruce was 6, including the last 4 for the Dragons. Good defense.
Barnes loses the handle, and we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Hinkle on the floor.
Okay, called it with the leg. Okay, I was going to say, because up top it looked like she was good, but must have stuck the leg out a little bit to draw the foul.
Barnes, the inbounder, once again, and nobody home. Miscommunication there for the Nighthawks. That'll be a turnover.
Yeah, that was not going to ever be there. Just kind of a rush pass. Good chance for Fairland to make this could be a 10-point game after this possession.
Taliaferro on the left wing, back to Hinkle.
Nice pass.
Down low to Bruce, now to Allen. Goes up with the right hand, got it. No, we're going to have a travel.
Yeah, I thought it could have been a travel or a charge. Must have drugged the back foot on that, trying to go into the contact. I think the contact was going to be a little further away than Bree Allen expected.
Bailey Russell and Piper Ferris come into the game for Fairland and Cincinnati Country Day. Up the far sideline, past the Easter across half court. Her pass to Ferris down low is intercepted by Tommy Hinkle. She brings it across half court for the Dragons, all the way up with the right hand. Tough shot, count it.
Yeah, count that one. Tommy Hinkle just showing what all she can do with another steal. Really having a nice all-around game for the Dragons.
36 seconds to play here in the first half. Fairland out to a 9-point lead down low. Layup is no good for Megan Zimmerman. Bruce another rebound. Allen drives inside, up with the left hand, and we'll have a non-shooting foul on the floor.
Sam Easter second. Only the third for the Nighthawks.
So Hinkle inbound, gets it in to Russell in the corner. Thought about the three, puts it on the floor. Now pass over to Bruce, drive on the baseline. Now top of the key. Barnett's a 3-ball off the mark, won't go. Hinkle the offensive rebound. 10 to shoot now for the Dragons.
Good job keeping that alive by Tommy Hinkle. They're going to get a chance at the last shot. Make this a 11 or 12-point game, which would be huge for the Dragons at the half.
Allen will inbound, 7 to shoot. Hinkle off the Bruce screen, looking down low, it's intercepted. Shot at the horn is off the backboard, will not fall, so that'll send us to the break. 27 to 18, a 9-point lead for the Dragons. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar Stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
27-18 is your score after the first half, John. It's been a lot of running the fast break for Fairland, and for the most part, they've been pretty good at it. I think Kylie Bruce has maybe 4 or 6 points, and at least 4 of them have come on full court passes from Tommy Hinkle, Bree Allen, or more or less whoever grabs the rebound on the other end. So if there's any team you don't want to miss a lot of shots again, it's definitely the Fairland Lady Dragons. But statistically speaking, John, what do you have for us after the first half?
For the Dragons, when they were inside, they shot really well. They were 12 of 18 from 2, 1 of 13 from 3. Neither team shot a free throw in the first half. For the Dragons, they were led in scoring by Kylie Bruce and Tommy Hinkle with 6 each. 5 for Bailey Russell off the bench, 4 for Bree Allen, 4 for Addison Godby off the bench, and 2 for Talia Farrow off the bench. Godby, pulled down 5 rebounds in pretty quick succession. Won 3 or 4 loose balls, just was all over the court for the Dragons, giving them really good minutes. Now, for the Dragons, I would get out here and shoot. That's what I would be doing right now at halftime because, obviously they're getting going in transition, and that's where a lot of their points are coming from is long rebounds, hitting the outlet, and then person getting back. They're getting layups out of it. But when they're playing in the half court, they have not shot the ball very well. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Country Day's length. Country Day has some really good length. Country Day is led in scoring by Sam Easter and Megan Zimmerman with 5 apiece. 4 for Piper Ferris, 2 for Elizabeth Zimmerman, and 2 for Gracie Barnes. Barnes, the only senior for the Nighthawks, actually was their leading scorer going into the state tournament last year. Pulled her hamstring, and they ended up, not really being able to score without her. She has not had a big impact on this game yet, but definitely is a player that could. She averages 16 points a game, shoots it well from behind the arc, but really Fairland's making them earn every single thing possible. The couple times they've gotten past them on a drive, Bree Allen's been there to, either deflect a shot or block a shot. She's got a couple of blocks in the game. Bailey Russell with 3 steals off the bench also for the Dragons.
I was going to tell you, John, coming out of the locker room, Bailey Russell's the only one shooting around for Fairland. And I was counting while you were talking, 8 of 12 in the warm-up, so that's definitely a good sign for her going into the second half. Nice find down to Kylie Bruce. She finishes at the rim for 2.
A great pass there by Karen Barnitz. Good finish, good hands to catch, and then good finish.
Zimmerman has trouble with the pass, but nobody able to come up with the steal, so it'll stay here with Cincinnati Country Day.
Well, that was a good job by Bree Allen of getting back in transition, getting a tap on that ball, almost getting a steal for her team.
Barnes will be the inbounder on the baseline, gets it in to Elizabeth Zimmerman, pass back to Barnes. Drives inside, up with the right hand, rolls it off the front of the rim and in for 2. Nighthawks now at 20. In the corner, Barnett's now back to Bruce. Thought about the mid-range jumper. Pump fake, drives inside, finishes at the glass.
That pump fake was beautiful by Kylie Bruce. And that's the kind of game that Fairland wants to get you in. They want to make you get into a hurry by the fact that, you scored, they're going to be down the court in 2 seconds.
Inbound pass to Hinkle. She brings it across half court all the way in and called for a charge that'll turn things over to the Nighthawks.
Yeah, second foul for Hinkle. Got a little bit too fast going to the hoop there. For the Nighthawks, like going back to that last possession, you can't try to keep up with the Dragons. If you try to run with them, they're going to run you out of the gym. But you got to try to make them play a half-court game, which they play really good half-court defense.
Pump fake from Ferris, baseline drive. Can't finish at the rim, but it'll be out of bounds on Bree Allen, so the Nighthawks will get another chance. Barnes will inbound on the baseline for the Nighthawks. Gets it into Easter on the left side, kicks it out. to Elizabeth Zimmerman, who's in some trouble, finds Ferris underneath.
Walked.
And she's called for a travel.
But that's where Bree Allen, and the fact she's had a couple blocks already, makes a big difference, because then you're thinking, oh, where's she at? And instead of just going up with that shot, she hesitates, drags her foot for the travel.
So Hinkle across the timeline for the Dragons, gets it to Barnett, and we have a kick ball. So it'll stay here with Fairland off the baseline. Looking for Bruce off the inbound. Somehow Allen ends up with it.
Good hustle.
And I think it'll officially be out of bounds on Fairland. As it appeared Bruce was the last one to touch it. We'll have a discussion here. We haven't had an official, and it will go with the Nighthawks. I was waiting to see what the official call was going to be. It took a second, but...
Well, and I think the near official to us was waiting for someone to signal it too, so he eventually had to signal it. I would think he'd prefer the near official to signal that for him.
Zimmerman off the screen, gets it to Barnes at the top of the key, drives down the left side, moving mid-range jumper is good.
Yeah, Barnes didn't take a lot of shots in that first half. She's 2 for 2 here in the second.
Averages 15.9 points per game. Now Allen on the other end, up with the right hand and in for 2.
Yeah, Bree Allen with 6 now. Nice drive and finish.
Zimmerman across half court, looking for Ferris across the lane, and we'll have a kick ball on the Dragons before it got there. Addison Godby will check back into the game for Fairland. She'll come in for Kylie Bruce. Barnes looking for Megan Zimmerman, and she eventually comes up with it after it was tipped by Allen.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what, if you're going to be playing Fairland, this is a free scouting. Maybe don't just run the most simplistic baseline out of bounds plays, because Fairland guards them really well.
Barnes, a moving runner, moving left to right is no good. Give Allen the rebound, pushed ahead to Russell up with the left hand, and finishes at the glass for 2.
Good job by Bailey Russell to finish through contact there. Only a freshman, just having an outstanding freshman campaign for the Dragons.
Sam Easter across the timeline for the Nighthawks. Entry pass to Megan Zimmerman. She takes it around the elbow. Now pass to Elizabeth Zimmerman. She backs it out to the top of the key. Pass to Barnes.
Nice move.
Zimmerman drives inside. Can't finish at the glass, but is fouled. And I believe, John, these will be our first 2 free throws of the contest.
We got some free throws. But you know what? I think this has been a well-called game. So, I mean, sometimes there's not fouls.
Well, I tell you what, John, in terms of real time, as Zimmerman knocks down the first, it's been a relatively quick game. It feels like, anyway. It feels like the first half just blew by, and we're a minute away from being halfway through the third. So,
well, really, there was that little span where there was all the jump balls, but other than that, it's been not very many stoppages.
Godby swings it over to Barnett, who lets go with 3 and not able to connect. Offensive rebound with Russell, and there's another jump ball. This time it'll go with the Nighthawks.
And Godby kept that jump ball alive, or kept that rebound alive for the Dragons. That's not a baseline out of bounds, but it's kind of a soft pass, not expecting them to be there, and Fairland is going to jump on any soft pass that you throw.
Barnes running out of time, eventually able to get it in to Megan Zimmerman, running the break now, looking to go all the way, gets it over to Ferris, thought about the mid-range jumper, drives inside, blocked away by Godby, give the rebound to Russell.
Good job by Godby staying on his feet and getting that block there.
Russell in trouble, but she is fouled by Megan Zimmerman.
Yeah, and I think one of the big factors, Fairland has done a great job getting in transition. They're playing their kids. I mean, they played 8 or 9 kids so far, and you know, the Nighthawks have pretty much kept the same 4 in the game and then just rotated the other spot.
A deep 3 from Hinkle, not able to knock it down. Gracie Barnes, the rebound, looking ahead to Easter, and she's not able to come up with it, but apparently somebody on Fairland tipped it away, and it'll stay here with the Nighthawks. A 35-23, 12-point lead with 4:23 to go here in the third quarter for Fairland. Inbound pass to Zimmerman. She backs it back out. Hands it off to Easter. Weave offense here for Cincinnati Country Day. 3 ball on the way from the top of the key is good. It's a very long 2 for Elizabeth Zimmerman. That cuts the lead down to 10. Taliaferro pass to Hinkle at the top of the key. Back to Taliaferro, who lets it go from beyond the arc. Got it.
Only the second made 3 of the night for the Dragons. Something that they do very well. Taliaferro buries that one.
Step back 3 from Barnes is off the mark. Taliaferro the rebound for Fairland. Tommy Hinkle will bring it across to half court for Fairland. Pass to Russell. Right wing 3 in and out. Kylie Bruce, the offensive rebound, and fouled on the putback. 2 more free throws coming up this time for Fairland.
Good job by Kylie Bruce keeping that play alive. You know, we talk about Taliaferro. She's got 5 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. You know, Bailey Russell missed that 3, but she's given them 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals off the bench. Just kind of getting contributions from everybody on their team so far.
First free throw for Bruce was no good. That was the 3rd foul on Megan Zimmerman.
That could be big.
Only the 2nd team foul. Hasn't been a whole lot of fouls for either team so far tonight. 0 for 2 on that trip from the line was Kylie Bruce. Give the rebound to Elizabeth Zimmerman. Now the Nighthawks looking to break the Dragon press, which they do.
Yeah, using a lot of back screens here, trying to run a little flex offense for the Nighthawks.
Charlie Rush looking back door for Elizabeth Zimmerman, but she's fouled. That foul on the floor, the 3rd for the Dragons this half. It'll be the 2nd on Bailey Russell. Barnes gets it in to Zimmerman at the top of the key. Guarded by Russell, now pass to Sam Easter. This one poked away by Godby. Taliaferro comes up with the loose ball, gets it back to Godby, who finds Bruce down low. A pump fake, gets somebody in the air, not able to finish. And the rebound goes to the Nighthawks, pushed ahead to Megan Zimmerman. Mid-range jumper off the window, and no good. And we'll have a jump ball here on the other end.
Good hustle there by Charlie Rust for the Nighthawks to try to keep that possession alive. Yeah, I'm sure Kylie Bruce is kind of kicking herself on the missed layup on the other end, but I would say that's somebody that Coach Buchanan trusts more times than not. And, you know, she's got 10 points so far, having a nice game.
Hinkle an entry pass to the right side, now back to Hinkle. Now back to Taliaferro, down low to Allen. Baseline drive, finds Russell in the corner. 3 ball on the way, yes.
It's a great pass by Bree Allen. Great pass to find Russell with her feet set, and that's why you shoot all those shots at halftime. She comes out and buries the 3. She's got 10.
Lead now up to 16 for Fairland. Barnes, a contested 3, rushed. Able to grab the offensive rebound for the Nighthawks. Ferris now lost it for a second, but Elisa Easter was there to pick up the loose ball.
I think that's going to be a bobble, and that's why there's no travel there.
Good defense here from Fairland inside. Ferris kicks it out. Rushed a 3, no good. Ferris the offensive rebound for the Nighthawks. in trouble, taken away by Taliaferro, pushed ahead to Bruce. Now Hinkle in the open floor, up with the right hand, no good. Rebound Zimmerman. Zimmerman in trouble, able to find Easter on the right side, pushed ahead to Ferris. Has a wide open layup and converts.
Yeah, getting kind of loose here, both teams with the ball. And a lot of ball pressure as well.
Step back three for Allen, off the mark. Not enough on that one for Bree Allen. 3-on-2 fast break here for the Nighthawks. Long two on the way is good for Elizabeth Zimmerman.
That one wasn't as long of a two as the previous one, but that was still a very deep two. Going to be a 30-second timeout. You know, the lead was up to 16. And then two quick baskets for the Nighthawks, giving them a chance to stay competitive here. You just got to keep winning possessions if you're the Nighthawks. For the Dragons, I think you just got to keep trying to get the ball inside, get the ball out on a break. You know, still not shooting well from three, even though Taliaferro and Russell have knocked down threes. But those were kind of different than the ones they've been taking, which they had their feet set.
Right.
I mean, they're doing it with
been a lot of deep threes for Fairland so far. Had a lot of off-balance, contested three balls, but the ones that have been set, catch and shoot shots, they've been able to knock down for the most part. So lead now up to 12 for the Dragons. I would assume Fairland may think about holding for the final shot here, although you never know, as Hinkle drives inside, scoop layup with the left hand, converts at the basket.
Really good job by Hinkle of, you know, taking her time once she got to the opposite side.
Barnes into the corner, deep three from Rust.
Okay.
Is no good.
Yeah.
I believe it'll be a double foul. That was on Hinkle and Piper Ferris.
Yeah, they were definitely tangled up. They both went down. I couldn't tell from here who did it. I think it most likely was both, and that's why the call was made.
So I'll hand the ball back over to the Dragons, leading by 14, under 20 to play here in the third quarter. Inside, Russell up with the right hand, off the glass and in.
Now Russell has 12 on the day. Only a freshman, showing how wide her skill set is in the early going of her high school career.
Zimmerman on the left side, moving mid-range jumper is off the mark. And Godby will come up with the rebound right before the horn. That'll send us to the final quarter of play with Fairland leading 45-29. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Girls Basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
45-29 is your score as we enter the final quarter of play. John, I believe 16 has been the highest lead twice now for Fairland, which is what it is currently at. So we'll see what happens here in the final quarter of play, see if Cincinnati Country Day can pull something out, start knocking down shots, and maybe get back in this ball game.
Yeah, Fairland has 2 players in double figures now, with Kylie Bruce with 10 and Bailey Russell, a freshman, leading them with 12.
That's right around her average, John. Bruce only at 6.9, so well above her average so far through 3 quarters.
But she showed last year how much she can score. I think it's just kind of a different role for her this year.
Barnes inside, gets it over to Ferris, all the way to Elizabeth Zimmerman, who knocks down the 3 ball.
Yeah, she finally got behind the 3-point line and buries one. She's got 9, 7 in this half.
Fairland now on the other end. Bree Allen, a deep three is off the mark. Barnes, a wide open fast break, goes up with the left hand and is fouled, counted and 1.
It may not even be for her because I don't think it was Barnes that got fouled.
Well, regardless, I believe count the basket.
Yeah, the basket will count. Yeah, the basket will count, but I don't think it's going to be a shooting foul. I think it's going to be on the floor.
So that would just hand it back over? Or would that be 2 shots, or would that just be an inbound on the baseline?
It's going to be inbound on the baseline because it was the player that was shielding Allen that Allen was called for the foul on. So that could be, it's down to an 11-point game.
Right, now you have a chance to score 2 or 3 instead of 1 off the free throw inbound.
And the Nighthawks just ran an actual out-of-bounds play, so.
Pass down to Barnes. Moving short-range jumpers off the right side of the rim. Give Godby the rebound.
Good action there by the Nighthawks, though. Just unable to get it to fall.
Able to cut the, what was 16-point lead down to 11. Inside, Allen up and in for 2.
Good pass there by Kylie Bruce. Good finish by Bree Allen. She's got 8.
Ferris pass down low to Megan Zimmerman. A couple pump fakes, gets it back out. Now into the corner to Zimmerman. Drives inside, kicks it out to the left corner. Sam Easter, a 3-ball in and out. John, I believe all of that basketball was down at one point.
Yeah, we're very close to this game being a lot closer on those last 2 possessions for the Nighthawks.
Allen on the other end, up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Give the rebound to Elizabeth Zimmerman. 3-on-2 fast break for the Nighthawks. Pass over to Easter. Long 2 on the way. Not able to connect. And I believe the foul, John, might be on Kylie Bruce of Fairland, so it should stay here with Cincinnati Country Day.
Yeah, I think she was getting boxed and just moved the defender out of the way a little bit and was called for the foul.
So Taliaferro will come in for Bree Allen. With 6:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Inbound to Easter, now to Zimmerman. Back to Easter on the right wing, guarded by Taliaferro. Nice backdoor find, counted in the foul.
Yeah, the Nighthawks are playing much better this first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Their energy and activity on the offensive end is much higher than it was previously.
Megan Zimmerman able to cut backdoor finish.
It should be 36.
And converts the three-point play.
So it should be 47-37.
Well, as of now, the score we don't believe is correct, John. And
nice hustle.
This one will be taken away by Hinkle, going the other way, up with the right hand and fouled. That'll send her to the line, shooting 2. John, I do believe it should be a 10-point game.
Yes, it is. They just didn't put the points up for the made layup. But Tommy Hinkle stepped to the line. Great hustle by Hinkle after missing the shot to get the steal.
Free throw from Hinkle rattles around and out. Now they have the scoreboard fixed. I will say our scoreboard on our broadcast is running off of the scoreboard here. So whatever it says on the scoreboard in the gymnasium, our scoreboard on the stream will reflect that. Hinkle 0 for 2 on that trip. It's a chance here for the Nighthawks to make up some ground, which they've already done here, winning this quarter by 6 points so far. Zimmerman pass to Ferris on the left side, now back to Barnes. puts it on the floor, drives inside, short-range jumper off back iron, and out. Give Russell the rebound all the way to Taliaferro. Now back out to Hinkle on the right wing. She'll back it out.
That defense on the last possession by Bailey Russell is very good. Could have fouled as Barnes with the size advantage, but instead stays straight up, forces her to shoot over her, then corrals the rebound.
Under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Barnett loses the handle, but Russell right there to clean it up. Now into the corner, Taliaferro, a baseline drive.
Timeout.
And we'll have a timeout for John Buchanan.
It's going to be a full.
Going to be a full timeout, so we'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
47-37 is the score with 4:48 to go in the final quarter of regulation. John Buchanan calling a timeout there. Going to try to draw something up, and Fairland going to look to extend this 10-point lead here, John.
Yeah, for Fairland, I mean, you just don't want to take quick shots. You want to take shots within your offense. But also, you want to keep playing your game. So that's, you don't want to get stagnant, and being stagnant, then you're going to take bad shots. But by playing their game, which is pretty quick, you're going to get some good looks, but also a lot of quick shots. But good job by the Nighthawks defending that, not letting the ball go back to Russell in the corner.
Fairland definitely not in a rush here, John, leading by 10. Not going to force any shots up or make any inaccurate passes.
Yeah, when you have a senior point guard, she can see, oh, they're in a zone. Let's get into, getting our zone offense, as opposed to maybe a young guard's going to rush there when the Nighthawks come out in that pressure like they did.
So that'll be another timeout for Fairland. This time it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here.
Mm-hmm. So for Fairland, I think for Coach Buchanan, you just pick, you say, okay, if they come back out in that, this is what we're going to run. But you could also go back to what you were originally going to run when they came out. I mean, 4 minutes is probably too long, too much time left to fully shut things down. But you can be a little more patient. I know Fairland isn't scoring as much as they normally do, but they're still playing excellent defense. So they're in good shape there, even if they don't score again, with how good a defense they play. But you want to just keep trying to build this lead.
So Godby will be the inbounder in front of the scorers table. Gets it into Allen, now into the corner. Hinkle, a three ball off the mark. Give the rebound to Gracie Barnes. Across half court is Megan Zimmerman. Down low to Ferris, and it's poked out of bounds by Addison Godby. It'll stay here with the Nighthawks.
Yeah, Godby and Cameron Barnett's doing a good job defensively there. Hey, really, I don't think I've seen a single Dragon that has not played good defense at this point. I have really enjoyed the fact Tommy Hinkle is guarding a bigger player who is probably the best player for the Nighthawks.
Three ball from Megan Zimmerman is no good, and the ball once again made contact with the support strap and pole of the backboard.
Strap, yep.
Deep three from Allen, back iron doesn't fall. Ferris almost comes up with the rebound, but eventually it's Russell who comes up with the offensive board for the Dragons. That keeps things alive and will most likely extend this possession as Russell drives inside and is fouled. She'll head to the line shooting 2.
Yeah, Bailey Russell, only a 68% free throw shooter. With how good she shoots from 3, you'd think it'd be up a little bit more. But I could see that that's going to be a number that's just going to go up throughout her entire career. That one looked good. Yeah.
Able to knock down the first shot as Charlie Rust checks into the game for Piper Ferris. Second one on the way and is good. 2 for 2 from the line for Bailey Russell.
Big possession here for the Nighthawks. Have to get something.
Fairland now leading by 12 with 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Screen by Zimmerman. Now pass to Zimmerman. It is Megan Zimmerman going to work down low. Good defense from Cameron Barnett results in a stop for the Dragons. Hinkle going all the way. Got it, and the foul. That pushes the lead to 14. Chance for 15 here with the free throw.
Yeah, a good drive by Hinkle, getting to her left hand, going through the contact and scoring. She's got 10 now on the night. She's an 82% free throw shooter. I know she went 0 for 2 on the last trip, but normally a proficient free throw shooter for the Dragons.
Not able to knock down this one either. Megan Zimmerman, the rebound, and Fairland able to come up with Bree Allen being wide open and finishes at the glass for 2.
Yeah, that's Addison Godby just doing everything on the court, just hustling everywhere. If she keeps that same energy up with, evolving her game, she's going to be very special for the Dragons.
3 from Barnes was off the mark. Bailey Russell came up with the rebound for Fairland. Now Allen inside, another and one for the Dragons. Now the highest, or I should say the largest lead of the game for the Dragons at 18.
Yeah, an 8-0 run since the Nighthawks closed it down to 47-37.
Elisa Easter will come into the game for Charlie Rust. 2:25 to go in the fourth. Free throw is good.
I'll say it now. Allen, a 70% free throw shooter. Didn't want to jinx it like I had Hinkle.
Even the other night, John, you were having some bad luck with calling out free throw percentages as they were shooting.
Yep.
Zimmerman picks up her dribble, hands it off to Barnes, drives down the left side, now looking for Megan Zimmerman at the top of the key, but it'll be over her head and out of bounds on the baseline.
Yeah, just got a little too deep on that possession and just fired it down to the other end.
Inbound pass. And all the way out to Russell, who lets go a deep three ball, not able to knock it down. Megan Zimmerman, the rebound for the Nighthawks.
Good job by Bree Allen getting a hand on that.
Barnes drives to her right. Mid-range jumper is off the mark. Russell, another rebound, pushes it out to Cameron Barnett.
7 rebounds for Russell.
Allen into the corner. Godby a 3. A little too strong. Elizabeth Zimmerman, the rebound for the Nighthawks. Pushes it ahead to Elisa Easter. Has some trouble with it. Gets it out. Cross-court pass to Megan Zimmerman all the way to Elizabeth Zimmerman, whose 3-ball is off the backboard and no good. Rebound goes to the Dragons. About a minute to play.
One thing that's kind of surprised me today is Megan Zimmerman doesn't shoot a ton of threes, but almost a 40% three-point shooter. Has not even glanced at the rim when she had the ball on the outside.
Dragons just playing keep away here, trying to run out this clock. About 40 seconds to play here.
Yeah, and the Nighthawks don't look like they're going to foul.
They are getting their exercise in, though, John, as Fairland not making it easy. And I believe it was out of bounds on the Nighthawks.
I think it got tapped out. Gracie Barnes went out and played a little more aggressive defense. I think if you're Coach John Snell, that's what you want, is you want to keep playing defense. Like, you're not going to foul, but at least make them do something besides stand outside and dribble.
This one taken away by Elizabeth Zimmerman, but it's quickly turned back over to the Dragons, and Cameron Barnett will look to dribble this one out.
Yeah, good win for Fairland. At times they were dominating. The Nighthawks showed why they're going to be one of the stronger teams in the Southwest in Division IV at times, but Fairland just outclassed them today.
So we'll head to the break. 56-37 is your final. And when we come back, we'll have all the stats from tonight as well as, I guess I should say today, as it's still only 4:45, but maybe a little preview into the game and maybe the game after that as well. But nonetheless, we'll take a break. 56-37 is your final. We'll be back in a moment.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
56-37 is your final. Fairland coming away with the win, moves to 17-0 on the season. The next game for the Dragons is this coming Monday, January 23rd, when they travel to Gallia, who they took down 85-16 the first time around back on December the 12th. So I wouldn't, unless something drastic happens, expect a whole lot to change there for the Dragons. As for Cincinnati Country, they move to 13-4, still 6-2 in the Miami Valley Conference. Their next game is not until next Wednesday, January 25th, where they take on Roger Bacon. John, stats.
Yeah, so for the Nighthawks, unable to get anyone into double figures, they had Megan Zimmerman and Elizabeth Zimmerman with 9 apiece. 8 points for Gracie Barnes, 6 for Piper Ferris, and 5 for Sam Easter. Zimmerman, both Zimmermans averaging well over double figures, and Barnes right around 16 a game. The Fairland defense just swarmed them and did not allow them anything easy the entire day. Just making things much more difficult and thus keeping their scoring down. For Fairland, they had a bevy of players. A bevy of players in double figures, led by freshman Bailey Russell off the bench. She had 14 points and 7 rebounds on the day. Bree Allen with 13 points, including 7 in the fourth quarter. Kylie Bruce had 10, got off to a quick start in the second half, and in the second quarter had a nice couple baskets in a row. And then finishing out double figures for the Dragons was Tommy Hinkle with 10. But she played just a really good defensive game. She guarded Gracie Barnes and kept her 8 points below her season average. So really good job there by Hinkle on the defensive end. Kind of the same with Cameron Barnett. She didn't score, but did a really good job defensively on Megan Zimmerman throughout the game, along with Bree Allen with the help side defense, getting a couple blocks for the Dragons. Telefaro had 5, and Addison Godby with 4 off the bench. Godby had a really good overall game, did a little bit of everything for the Dragons. You mentioned with Gallia, with the Blue Angels coming up. Big one for Fairland is when they get Rock Hill at home. That's going to be, it was a game they trailed most of the way the first time before pulling away at the end. Rock Hill, we've broadcasted them before. They're a good team. definitely the second best in the OVC. But if you look at what Fairland just did against the third best of the OVC with Portsmouth, it's Fairland's to lose if they, take it easy. But I don't see Coach Buchanan letting those girls take it easy. They want that undefeated season, and it's even closer to being in their grasp now.
And John, I believe with that is all we have for you from the first game here tonight in our triple header from Eastern Brown. If you're still itching for more girls basketball, we have Wheelersburg taking on the Goshen Warriors coming up next here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. But for this game, John, that is all we have. Alongside John Bruce, I'm Dewey Daly saying so long from the Kaiser Court here at Eastern Brown High School. Once again, the final, Fairland 56, Country Day 37. Have a great rest of your afternoon.